We were at the top of the table over in Germany as Bayern München maintain a 6-point gap at the top of the table over current champions Bayer Leverkusen. But can that change this weekend? We'll take a little look next. That's right, folks, back once again with another video today. It's all about match day number 31, that's right, in Germany, and we'll get to that in a second. Of course, if you knew where you've been, smash your subscribe and you want to shop for Blackburn Rovers, Bundesliga, world football. We're going to all hear on No More Ruski. This is as we left it last time around with Bayern 6 points clear over Bayer Leverkusen. Of course, the games are running out, but still no confirmation on who is going to be the champion. We'll take a look at all of it in a second. Of course, if you knew where you've been, hit the old subscribe. And of course, big shout out to the members and their Patreons. You know who you are. Respect where respect is due. So what we're going to do now, though, is revisit the results, bring you back up to date with the table, and then look forward to what's going on around the corner. So sit tight. Hold on, let's get into it. Here we go then, folks. Recap of the results, including Heidenheim's heavy defeat, 4-0 loss to Bayern. That's right, 4-0 loss there. Freiburg 3-2 winners over Hoffenheim. I went with a 2-1 win. Mainz and Wolfsburg duked it out to a 2-2 draw. I went with the home win. Werder Bremen did beat Bochum 1-0. I got that one kind of semi-right. Leipzig with a 1-1 draw against Holstein. Kiel, I went with the home win. Look at all that. All the goals at Berlin. 4-4 it was. 8 goals galore. But no one with a winner in the end. Meanwhile, Augsburg, also Frankfurt, drawing 0-0. Dortmund did beat my boys 3-2. I went with a 2-1 win. And then St. Pauli and Leverkusen with a 1-1 draw. Wow, wow, wee, wow. It's not 6 points. It's 8 bloody points. 8 points. And I think there's only 12 on the table. Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. The table looks a little bit like this, guys, over Germany. My mathematics is absolutely shocking. Bayern München, they are 8 points clear, and I do believe there's 12 on the table, if that's right. Am I right? It might be more than that. If they play 18 times, there's 17 times, there's 34 teams, 34 matches. So yes, I am right. There's 12 points left, so very, very close. Very, very close to the title. Very, very close. Bayern München. That's what I'm talking about. So currently, that's the state of play there. Frankfurt are in third, and then Leipzig are in fourth. It's still wide open as to who will be in that top four. But going down, Holstein, Kiel, they look like they're gone. Bochum also look like they're gone as well. Still mathematically safe, or, you know, still in the chance. But it will probably all be over this weekend. So that is that. We do have a prediction league going on. Keep on doing your thing. I'm not going to give you an update because I'm trying to wrap through these videos on this Monday, the 21st of April. But these are the next round of games, and they're coming at you thick and fast. We're going to start with a trip to Stuttgart. That's right. This coming Friday, the 25th of April, the MHP Arena, Stuttgart, under Sebastian Hoeneß are 11th right now, 41 points for the season. They've just lost once in the last 4 matches. So against Heidenheim and Frank Schmidt, all the way down to 16th right now, 22 points for the season. They're in that playoff spot. They're not the good one, the bad one. And they are winless in the last 3. In fact, they lost 3 on the spin. They played Stuttgart 15 times to 2010. 9 wins Stuttgart, 3 wins Heidenheim. And there's been 3 draws between these two sides. Now, the last time that these two sides played at Stuttgart was a 3-3 draw back in March 2024. Of course, with the reverse fixture being a 3-1 win for Stuttgart back in December. Stuttgart picking up that 4-4 Bobby Dazzler against Union Berlin last time around. Heidenheim losing to Bayern last time around to make it 3 games without scoring a goal. Grim times for them. Bookies odds on this one. They'll back Stuttgart for the victory. I'm going with the 2-0 win as well to continue their recovery season. And Heidenheim looking set to go into that playoff in a bit of bad form. Meanwhile, Hoffenheim, they're going to be taking on Borussia Dortmund. That's coming at you at the Pleso Arena. Hoffenheim under Christian Ilster are 15th for the table, 30 points for the season, just 1 win in the last 6. Up against Dortmund, under Niko Kovac, just 1 defeat in the last 6. They sit 7th with 45 points, and the dream of Champions League is still on the cards. Now, they played 36 times since 2008, 8 wins for Hoffenheim, 17 wins for Dortmund. There's been 11 draws between the two sides. Coming into this, the last time that they played at the Hoffenheim was a 3-1 win for Dortmund back in September 2023. The reverse fixture this season over at Dortmund, was it Signal Iduna Park? It was a 1-1 draw back in December. Dortmund, though, picking up a 3-2 win over Gladbach most recently. They're unbeaten now in the last 3 matches up against Hoffenheim, who did lose to Freiburg last time out. The odds right here, right now, Dortmund are expected to win with the bookies odds. Gone with a 2-1 win as well to keep their dream alive of Champions League football once again. Wolfsburg, though, they're up in action up against a Freiburg side, also still in the mixer for that top 4. Wolfsburg and Ralf Hasenhüttl are struggling. They're down to 12th right now, 39 points for the season. They are winless in the last 6 matches. Up against Freiburg and Julius Schuster, who are 5th, 48 points for the season on back-to-back wins. Now, they played Wolfsburg 44 times since 1998. There's been 17 wins apiece, and there's been 10 draws, of course. Coming at you, though, at the Volkswagen Arena. And the last time that they played over at this very venue is a 1-0 win for Freiburg back in December 2023. The reverse fixture in Freiburg earlier in the campaign back in December, 3-2 win it was for Freiburg, goodness gracious me. Of course, a 3-2 was the scoreline when Freiburg were last in action. They took on Hoffenheim, winning on that same scoreline back on the 19th of April. Wolfsburg, though, 2-2 draw against Mainz last time around to make it 4 goals scored, but only 1 point picked up out of the possible 6. The odds right here, right now, as you look at it, Wolfsburg are they're still favoured to win this game, but it could go either way. I've gone with a 1-1 draw, point apiece. Freiburg cursing their luck on this one. Then we go to Bayern, of course, at the Allianz Arena. Could this be the day that they become champions? I think mathematically it might have to go another game depending on what goes on with Leverkusen. Of course, Bayern and Vinny Company are top of the pops right now, 72 points for the season. There are just 1 defeat in the last 6 up against Mainz and the Bo Henriksen, who are winners in the last 5, who sit 6 with 47 points. Now, they played 44 times in 2004, 32 wins for Bayern, 9 wins Mainz, and there's been 3 draws between these two sides. Last time around, over at this very venue, goodness gracious me, there was an 8-1 win for Bayern back in March 2024. The reverse fixture this season, and Mainz was a 2-1 win for Mainz back in December. They also played this season in the DFB Pokal, Bayern coming out on top with a 4-0 win. Bayern, though, on the back of a 4-0 win themselves. That was against Heidenheim last time around. Mainz with that 2-2 draw against Wolfsburg last time around. The odds for this one, of course, Bayern heavily fancied on this one to win this game and, of course, get them ever so close. So I've gone with a 3-0 win for Bayern to win this game over at the Allianz Arena. Meanwhile, my boys, Mönchengladbach go to Holstein Kiel, who are in the drop zone right now. 18th rock bottom, of course, 19 points for the campaign. They are winless in at least the last 6 matches. Up against Mönchengladbach, who are winless in the last 3. They're down to 9th right now, 44 points for the season. They need a win. Now, they played Holstein Kiel twice since 2024, and they've won both of them, of course, including one of them was a friendly. The reverse fixture, a 4-1 win for Gladbach back at Borussia Park back in December. Holstein Kiel, though, on the back of a draw against Leipzig most recently. That was on the road. Gladbach losing against the fellow Borussia team Dortmund last time around to dent their own top 4 hopes. The odds for this one, though, go in favour of my boys, Mönchengladbach. I've gone with a win for them as well. Of course, I do. Not big, but not pretty, but just enough. 1-0 winners on the night. Let's go Leverkusen then, shall we? Up against Augsburg. Must win for Leverkusen to drag it out to at least the next game. Bayer Arena is the venue. Xabi Alonso's boys are second. 64 points for the season, just 1 defeat in the last 6. Up against Augsburg, and just to up identical form for them. They sit 10th. 43 points, also 1 defeat in the last 6. They played 29 times since 2008, 19 wins for Leverkusen, 3 wins for Augsburg, and there's been 7 draws between the two sides. Last time around, over at Leverkusen, it was a 2-1 win for the current champions. That was back in May 2024. The reverse fixture, a 2-0 win for Leverkusen at Augsburg to make it 3 wins on the spin. Leverkusen, though, on the back of 2 games with two draws, of course, drawing with Union Berlin and then drawing St. Pauli. That's, of course, kind of given pretty much the title to Bayern there. Who they're taking on. Augsburg drawing with Frankfurt last time around to make it back-to-back games unbeaten as well. The odds for this one, Leverkusen expect to win this game. They should win this game. If they don't, it's an embarrassment. Gone with a 2-0 win for them to keep the dream alive, even though it is slightly and asking for snookers, to be honest with you. Meanwhile, Frankfurt take on Leipzig in a bit of a ding-dong classic coming at you over at Frankfurt. And it's at the Deutsche Bank Park. Frankfurt under Dino Topmüller are third. 52 points for the season. 1-2 lost to and drawn to over the last 6. Up against Leipzig, who are 4th right now. 49 points for the season, 58% form, unbeaten the last 3 are Leipzig. They played 20 times since 2017, 5 wins Frankie, 7 wins Leipzig, 8 draws between the two sides. Last time around, over at this very venue, it was a 2-2 draw way back in May 2024. The reverse fixture, a 2-1 win for Leipzig at Leipzig back in December. Meanwhile, about 9 days prior to that game, they also played in the DFB Pokal in Leipzig. It was also a 3-0 win for Leipzig to make it back-to-back wins for Leipzig. They're looking for a hat-trick of wins. Can they get it this time around in Frankfurt? Well, the bookies will tell you what they think in a second. Frankfurt on the back of a 0-0 draw against Augsburg, of course, crashing out to the Europa League to Spurs this past weekend. Leipzig also drawing with Holstein Kiel last time around. The odds right here, right now, Frankfurt just have the edge, could go either way, gone with a 1-1 draw myself, and of course opens up the gates for the chasing pack. Bochum up against Union Berlin coming at you on Sunday, April the 27th. Dieter Hecking's boys are 17th right now, 20 points for the season, just won once in the last 6. Up against Union Berlin under Stefan Baumgart, who are 13th right now, and they're unbeaten in at least the last 6 matches. Goodness gracious me. They played Bochum 27 times since 2001, 11 wins Bochum, 12 wins Union Berlin. There's been 4 draws between the two sides. Now, the last time they played competitively at Bochum was a 3-0 win for Bochum back in December 2023. The reverse fixture this season, I don't know about this game. I think they might have to play that game. I think it was abandoned. I'm not too sure. Or it was given to Bochum. It was decided that Bochum won it. Not sure how that panned out. Anyway, Union Berlin on the back of that 4-4 draw against Stuttgart. Bochum losing to Bremen last time around. The odds for this one, Bochum are expected to win this game. Union Berlin, though, are on a good bit of form. I've gone with a 1-0 win for the away side to take it to the house. And then finally, we wrap it all up on Sunday, April the 27th. It's Werder Bremen taking on St. Pauli at the Wasserstadion. Bremen on Eliviana, they are 8th 8th right now, 45 points for the season. They've won 4 on the spin and just lost 1 to the last 6 matches. Up against St. Pauli and Alexander Blezin, who are 14th themselves, 30 points for the campaign, just 1 defeat also in the last 6. They've taken on Bremen for the 22nd time since 1995. The previous 12 wins Bremen, 5 wins St. Pauli. There's been 4 draws between the two sides. Last time around over at this very venue, it was a 1-1 draw back in October 2021. That's in the Zweite Bundesliga. Meanwhile, the reverse fixture at St. Pauli ended up with a 2-0 win for Bremen back in December. Bremen on the back of that 1-0 over Bochum. St. Pauli drawing with Leverkusen last time around. Of course, Bremen expect to win this game by the bookies' odds on this one. Going to go with a 2-1 win as well for Bremen. I think that makes it 5 wins on the bloody bounce. Goodness gracious me. And that will actually shake up the table a little bit. Bayern still top the charts. Bayern Leverkusen in 2nd. Frankfurt are in 3rd there. Leipzig in 4th. Dortmund closing in within striking distance of the top 4 and going down Holstein, Kiel and Bochum. That's my take. Let me know your thoughts and opinions, of course, as we look forward to the weekend and, of course, what's left of the Bundesliga campaign. Until then, subscribe, smash the like, catch you later. Until then, we're done.